Okay, hello, my name is Richard Ortiz, and this is my persuasive speech for Wayland Baptist University. And the topic I'm going to be speaking today is the civil service wearing military uniforms. Now, as you well know from some of my earlier speeches, I'm currently in the Air Force Reserves, but I work as a Department of Defense civil service employee. And as it stands right now, we are being forced to wear military uniform, even though we're civilians. So as far as the 3 points that I'm going to discuss, try to persuade powers that be that maybe at some point in time we can go back to wearing civilian clothes. Our first point would be that rules and regulations. Okay, even though we are civilians, we are obligated to abide by the rules and regulations that the active duty personnel have to abide by. Basically, same same rules, same regs that they have as far as dress and appearance, custom courtesies. As far as dress and appearance goes, we still have to maintain how long our hair is. We have to shave every day, basically so we can maintain military bearing and the physical appearance of being active duty. As far as customs and courtesies are concerned, same rules apply. Even though we're civilians, like I said, while we're in uniform, whether on base or off base, we have to basically, if we see an officer, we have to still salute. We have to maintain our military bearing and act accordingly, and things like that. The second point, as far as the differences, as far as what's wrong with the fact that we have to be wearing the uniform, would be the benefits. First, there's BAH, or the housing allowance that we get. Active duty, besides their base pay, they receive what's called BAH. All right, it's basically they live off base. It's the extra money that they receive to pay for their rent or their mortgage. Whereas civilians, we don't receive that. It comes basically directly out of our own pay. Also, you have BAH, or BAS, I'm sorry. BAS is substance allowance, or basically money for food. It's a little extra money that they give us to help pay for food for ourselves, for our family. Especially, it helps those single military members that live off base, and don't have a family to provide for, but they have to basically, helps them out with food when they can't have the time or the luxury of going to the chow hall. Health insurance, probably the biggest one of all. When you're active duty, health insurance for yourself, for your family, it's free. All right, it doesn't come out of your pocket. You don't have to pay for anything. You make an appointment, you go. There's something wrong with you can go to sick call. They will help you. They make an appointment. You can get all the medications, all the health care that you need. Whereas civilians, we have to pay for it out of our own pocket. All right, and it, judging and based off what they call the federal employees' health benefits, personnel, civilians, we have to pay anywhere between $150 to $300. I've seen as high as $400 a paycheck. So that's another thing that it's a little bit hard for us to abide by when we have to we're basically civilians and we have to wear the military uniform. The last point would probably be pay. Now I've looked at the different pay scales as far as Air Force regs or Air Force pay versus civilian pay. Right now, currently as an E5, I know that as an E5 with 16 years in the military, active duty wise, my paychecks every month would probably range between $25,000 to $3,000 a paycheck. Whereas a civilian, depending on what's going, someone around my pay scale, which is what they call a WG10, could be anywhere between $1,200 to $1,800 a paycheck. Way significant difference. So as far as being active duty goes, it is a benefit, but unfortunately, as civilians, we don't get paid that. We don't get the pay, we don't get the benefits that it requires to be active duty. So that's one of the things we, myself and other civilians that work for the government, wish we didn't have to pay or didn't have to wear the uniform. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my country. I love serving. I, recently re-enlisted for an additional 6 years, so I can get another step closer to my retirement, and I don't mind wearing a uniform. but it would be nice that, you know, be able to have the pay and the benefits that go along with wearing this uniform. Again, I don't mind wearing a uniform. I love the uniform. I love serving for the Air Force. It's just something that, you know, it doesn't seem for us to be necessary. And according to, you know, Air Force regulations, there is no specific guideline, there is no specific reg that says we have to wear the uniform as civilians. It's up to the commander's discretion. So at one point in time, our commander decided that he wanted us to make us look uniformed, or since we are the reserves, we are a branch of active duty reserves, that we should all be uniformed and we should all look the part. In conclusion, I don't believe we should have to wear the uniform, especially if we're not going to get the pay and the benefits, or even, you know, just the leisure, the luxuries of being active duty. Again, not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I don't mind it, but it'd be nice that we could, you know, be treated with the same respect and have the same, you know, benefits that it takes to be active duty. That's my speech. I hope this persuades you. Have a good day.